Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about comma splice, also known as the run-on sentence error. This is arguably the most important grammar concept test in the writing section of the SAT because it is tested most often. As I told you before in our previous video, among 44 questions, they sometimes test 10 questions on punctuation. The good news is, almost all punctuation questions come down to two fundamental types. The first, as we learned before, is the parallel punctuation, and the second one is called the comma splice. So what is comma splice? Comma splice, or run-on sentence, is an error that occurs when you're separating two sentences with just a comma. For example, in the sentence in the screen, I love Jane, comma, she loves me, I'm separating two sentences with a comma. And this is an error that we have to fix. Now, there are many ways of changing a comma splice error, but it all comes down to two fundamental methods. The first method is to change the punctuation mark. If the comma splice error occurs because of a comma separating two different sentences, all you have to do is change the comma. And there are about 5 options. The first option is changing the comma to a period, like this. The second option is semicolon, which we'll discuss more in the videos to come. But for now, just consider semicolon equivalent to a period. The third option, and one of the most common options, is using comma with conjunctions. Conjunctions are words that help you connect two different ideas together, and we use them all the time. There are 7 conjunctions in the English language that you can use to fix the comma splice error, and we call them fanboys. It stands for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Finally, depending on the context, you can also use a colon or dash to fix in comma splice, and we will also discuss this more in the videos to come. So to sum up, there are 5 options when you're changing the punctuation mark. You can change the comma to a period, semicolon, comma and conjunction, and depending on the context, you can use a colon or dash. Let's move on to the second method. What is the answer to this question? The correct answer is D, representing, and here's why. In this example, we cannot use the previous method because the comma is not underlined. This means that we cannot change the punctuation mark. And this leaves us with the second method, kill or change a sentence. Killing a sentence is really easy. Just ask yourself, what constitutes a sentence? A sentence must have a subject and a verb. In other words, a sentence cannot be a sentence if it doesn't have either the subject or the verb. Simply put, all we have to do is remove the verb in order to kill a sentence. Now let's get back to our question. Answer choice A, was representing, is a verb. So this is a run-on sentence error. As they roamed the battlefield, the generals held up their banners. This is a sentence. Each banner was representing a house. This is a sentence. So this is a comma splice error. Both B and C, represented and had represented, are still a verb. And this results in the same error. And this leaves us with answer choice D, the correct answer. Representing is not a verb. Therefore, if I were to choose the answer choice D, I will be killing the second sentence, right? And this will fix the comma splice error. As they roamed the battlefield, the generals held up their banners. Each banner representing a house is a grammatically correct sentence. Let's review what we learned today. Comma splice, or run-on sentence, is an error that occurs when you're separating two sentences with just a comma. And there are 2 fundamental ways of fixing a comma splice. The first method is to change the punctuation mark, and there are about 5 options. The second method is to change or kill the sentence.